Hey everybody, Joe with Joe's Phenomenal here, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be making keto and gluten-friendly bison burgers.
What a dynamo!
And we're going to see if we can keep the calorie count below 500. So you ready? Let's get into this. Alright, so in order to make this keto and gluten-friendly, we got to address the bread. So what we're using are smart buns. Those are keto-friendly and gluten-free hamburger buns, and they turn out to actually taste pretty good. For the meat, we're going to be using bison instead of regular hamburger meat. The advantage is there's going to be lower fat content, it's going to be a little bit more tender, and there's going to be much less calories as well. Bison's actually got really great flavor too as well.
Of course!
So to start off, all we got to really do is get a few things prepared. First, we need to mince up a little bit of yellow onion. You want to mince that as fine as possible. If the pieces are too big, then the hamburger patties aren't going to be able to stay together. We only need about a tablespoon of it. Disregard the amount that I'm making here. I needed it for some other things as well, so really the majority of it I'm not using for this recipe. In addition to that, all we got to do is slice up our toppings, and then we'll be ready to make the burger patties. Okay, we got our bison meat here. We're going to throw in our herbs that we're using, and that's a little bit of garlic powder, salt, pepper, oregano, thyme, and a little bit of paprika. We'll go ahead and mix that in here just to get that combined. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to add in one beaten egg here. Once you got that combined really good, then we're going to add our onions, talked about earlier. Remember, just a little bit. Going to want to mix that up really good. And then once you've done that, you just got to form them in the patties. In my case, I want to do third-pound burgers. I had a pound of meat here, so basically all you got to do is make 3 balls that are about the same size here. And you want to form them basically just into little discs. You want to work them a little bit to make sure that they kind of fit together. You don't want them to be crumbling apart on you or anything like that. I tend to just kind of squeeze them together. Very similar to making a meatball, except you're just kind of squishing it flat a little bit. Once you have those patties ready, you just got to heat up a saute pan. You're not going to want to have this on very high heat, probably like a medium to medium high. And you're going to want to put a little bit of oil there in the pan. Once you start seeing waves in the oil, then you know it's ready to go. All right, once your oil is ready, put in your patties. Be careful when you lay them in there, so you don't get oil splattering up on you. When you're cooking meat, you always want to make sure that you're only flipping one time. If you're doing a pan sear like this, if you're cooking it on the grill, obviously you flip it a couple of times because you want those nice grill marks on them. In this case, we want to keep it on one side until that side of the burger is pretty much cooked, and then we only have to do one flip. That way, when we do the flip, we can put the cheese on there shortly thereafter. We don't end up with that problem where you have a fully cooked burger and then you try to melt some cheese on top and end up overcooking it. Depending on how well done you want your burgers cooked, this could take anywhere up to maybe 10-12 minutes, depending. If you're cooking on stainless steel, a lot of people don't like stainless because they feel like everything sticks to it. But keep in mind that if you leave it on one side long enough to develop a crust, the meat will release from the pan, so you don't end up with a bunch of stuff stuck to it there. These are going to want to kind of shrink up a little bit too, so you want to make sure you're doing a little bit to help them keep their shape as well. All right, looks like we're ready for a flip. And we'll just let these cook for a few minutes on this side, and we'll be able to add our cheese. One little trick you can do if you want to check to see how well done your meat is, you can just use your finger here and just push right on the center. The more firm it is, the more well done it's cooked.
That's what she said?
Hey, by the way, if this is your first time here and you want to learn some cool new recipes, get some great cooking tips and tricks, and all sorts of other kitchen-related things, then start now by subscribing to the channel and clicking the notification bell so you never miss a thing. You can compare that with this little fold in your skin on your hand. If you just close your fingers up like this and just touch this little fleshy part on your hand, with your hand just barely shut, that's about a rare. And if you squeeze your thumb into the side of your hand, it makes this little piece of skin harder. If you're pushing about as hard as you can, that's about what a well done feels like. These things are about ready, so we're going to go ahead and throw our cheese on there. All right, once you have that cheese sufficiently melted, then we can go ahead and get them off the fire here. All right, now to get this plated up. You could toast your buns or you could choose not to toast them. For the sauce, I'm using some Joe's Phenomenal maple monk fruit mustard here. All right, once you got the burger down, throw on some lettuce. A little bit of pickle. Our tomatoes and a little bit of onion here. Keep in mind you do have onions already in the burger itself, so you don't want to go too crazy on those. And then our top bun. And it really is that easy. For the sauce on the burger, I actually use one of our dressings, which is our Joe's Phenomenal maple monk fruit mustard. There you go. And the entire recipe came in just a shade under 500 calories. If you look down in the description area of the video, you'll see all the ingredients and all the measurements, along with the calorie count, protein, carbohydrates, and fat in the entire recipe. Along with those, I've included links for the hamburger buns so you can find those. And if you'd like to know a little bit more about that mustard, we have a video linked above. If you try out these burgers, I look forward to hearing about it down in the comments below. Or if you have any questions about the recipe, just let me know and I'll get back to you promptly. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about Joe's Phenomenal, we invite you to watch a couple more videos, or you can visit us online at joesphenomenal.com. We really appreciate you visiting us and watching the video. So until next time, this is Joe, and I hope you have a phenomenal day. Take it easy.